Good morning. Thank you so very much for being with me. My name is Peter, and this is the sound of the city coming to you from beautiful San Diego, California, America's finest city. And this morning, I just wanted to give some encouragement. I wanted to hopefully add some comfort to somebody's life, and it is in regards to our thoughts. And our thoughts could overwhelm us very easily. It's been 7.5 years since I last attempted suicide, and I still have thoughts of that night, and they're never going away. I have thoughts of my other suicide attempts. I have thoughts about my suicidal ideation, the plans I made in the past to kill myself, and thank goodness I'm still here. But I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that I struggle and suffer with thoughts that occur throughout the day about my past. You know, we all have scars. Some of us have scars on our faces. Some of us have scars on our legs. I have a scar on my wrist from trying to kill myself. That reminds me of what I've done in the past. Scars, the way I see them, and I'm speaking only for myself, I believe scars are a protective mechanism against further misadventure or further accidents. We look at our skin, we see a scar, and we remember. It's like, wow, I shouldn't do that again. I have a scar on my hand. I was a little kid. I got a golf ball. I was told there's a mile of rubber bands in the golf ball, so I just had to open up the golf ball. So I got a razor blade. Tried to open up the golf ball. The razor blade slipped and sliced my thumb open. Well, I have a big scar as a result of that, and I see it often, and it reminds me, maybe you shouldn't be trying to open up golf balls with a razor blade, Peter. That's stupid. But that's just an example. I'm trying to be a little lighthearted, but when it comes to our thoughts and our memories and the pain that they could cause us, it's difficult to be celebratory about them and lighthearted because these are real. I have thoughts of my suicide attempts, and they come back at me, and they are cinematic. It's like a director put them together. It's technicolor. They go in slow motion. They go fast forward. It goes rewind all at the same time. And it comes from my mind. Many of us who have been subject to trauma in the past, especially suicide attempts, suicidal ideation, and the like, we're going to have scars on our minds, consciousness, and psyche. We just can't readily see them when we look in a mirror. But what we do experience are those thoughts from the past. And it's completely normal. Don't beat yourself up over it. Don't think, it's been about a year since I last committed suicide, or tried to commit suicide, rather, excuse me, and I still have these thoughts. You're going to have those thoughts. I haven't heard this from anybody else. I haven't heard it from mental health professionals. This is something that I've just had to learn on my own. They are normal, but you do not want to act on them. We are largely not in control of our thoughts as they occur randomly, but we are in control of how we act on our thoughts. That's the big difference. That's the important thing to remember. If your thoughts get really bad and they begin to overwhelm you, well, then you need to take the next step. And if you feel like you're at risk of attempting suicide or harming yourself, you need to call the Suicide Prevention Hotline or Lifeline. And that number is 1 800 273 8255. If the situation is more out of control, please call 911. What I do when my thoughts get out of control and begin to overwhelm me is I entertain those two possibilities. Am I all right? Am I doing okay? I'm not a poker player, and I don't have much of a poker face. And I know my family is going to notice something is off about me. So if something's getting to me, I just readily admit to them, this is what's going on with me right now. I feel like I'm fine. I think I'm okay. But I've been thinking about this. And it happened so long ago, but I'm still thinking about it. And talking to somebody about it allows you to get this out of your system and bounce it off of somebody else. As part of being in a post-suicide attempt recovery, I recommend that everybody be in some sort of a post-suicidal attempt recovery. I've discussed it a little in the past. It is so important. There's so many organizations out there on the internet that could guide you on how to start one. There's organizations out there with resources for you should you need to talk with somebody. Me, myself, I'm still looking for a support group that's specific for people that attempted suicide. And believe it or not, there really isn't one in this area. I think there's one back east in Boston. And I'm still not sure if it's virtually available, meaning if I could attend it over the computer, like with a Zoom program. That's aside the point. Every day, I try to do something for my recovery, whether that be read about suicide, attempt prevention, knowing that I have family that loves me, knowing that I have people behind me, knowing that I have this. That's my suicide attempt prevention plan. It's not a suicide plan, it's a prevention plan. See, in the past we made plans to kill ourselves. Now it's time to make plans to stay alive. And that's what I've done. And it works a lot better when I take it out of the envelope and open it up. But right now I'm doing okay. I feel fine. But that's right now. I don't know how I'll be this time tomorrow or in 12 hours. So I take things moment by moment. But it's those scars. Just be aware that we have those mental scars. And they're with us just as much as a scar on your wrist or a scar on your face. Be mindful of that. Well, that's about it for now. I hope you guys have a fantastic morning. Thank you so very much.